right, so 20 questions to see how well Abby and I know each other. So I just want to send out a special thank you to Beth for hosting this bridal shower, and also to Deborah for sending me these questions so I can participate even though I'm not there in person. So let's just get right into the questions. So, number one, where did you go on your first date? So I have to say that was Starbucks. Abby and I actually talked about this just the other week. We were having a hard time trying to figure out when our first official date was. I think we kind of decided on the idea that when we went to Starbucks, when we were first kind of talking, that was our first official date. So, number two, what is our song as a couple? That is Sweetheart by Thomas Rhett. It's a song that we both loved early on in our relationship, and it's kind of just stuck with us throughout. Number three, who was interested first? So that is definitely Abby. She showed interest right away, and I didn't. And then she kind of just gave up, and then I started showing interest when she wasn't interested anymore, and it was kind of this back and forth thing, and eventually we started liking each other at the same time, and now we ended up here. So she was interested first. Question number four, who takes more selfies? So surprisingly, this is actually probably me, I'm gonna say. Just because at work, there's a lot of things that either happen that are just ridiculous or funny or whatnot. So I tend to like to let her know what's going on. Can't wait until I go see her. So I just send her a selfie of what's going on and whatnot. So I'd say I take more photos than she does. Number five, who has the better sense of direction? So I think this is talking about driving places or whatnot. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna lean in that direction. I'm gonna say that this is Abby because whenever we go anywhere, I always have to have Google Maps open. But she knows almost where anything is, where any restaurant is in Asheville, Charlotte, North Carolina. Just she's very good at that. So I have to say that Abby is has a better sense of direction. So number six, what is my favorite restaurant? So that's going to be Los Potros. It's a Mexican restaurant in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I used to go there almost every Saturday night in college before Abby and I started dating. So Los Potros is my favorite restaurant. Number seven, who is more patient? I feel like we're both pretty equal on being patient on each other. I'd have to lean towards myself as being just a little more patient. Could be wrong, but I'm gonna say I'm a little more patient for number seven. And number eight, who is funnier? I'd like to think that that's me, but if anything, I'm probably more embarrassing than funny. So I'm gonna say that Abby's the funnier one. She definitely makes me laugh a lot. It's one of the many things I love about her. So I'm gonna say that she is the funnier one. Number nine, who is the better driver? Well, I like to think that I'm a very good driver. I can tell by the looks that Abby gives me in the car that says different. So she's definitely a very good and very safe driver. So I'm going to say that Abby's the better driver. Number 10, so who takes longer to get ready? So Abby takes longer to get ready. She's very fast, but she takes a little longer. But actually, when she's ready, I'm never ready because I haven't started getting ready yet. So she'll be coming out of our room ready to go on date night, and I'll just be sitting there, and I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot to grab my keys and fill up my water bottle, whatnot. So she's always waiting on me, but she takes a little longer to get ready. So number 11, who is more stubborn? So I feel like we're both stubborn in our own different ways, but I have to lean towards Abby being just a little more stubborn, just because she always seems to find a way to be right in almost every situation, and she's pretty determined to be so, and for good reason if she's always right. So I mean, who doesn't like being right, So I have to say that she's a little more stubborn than I am. So number 12, who is more social? So that is Abby just on default because I don't like being in big crowds very often. So just pretty much on default. I'd say Abby's more social, and she's pretty good about being in big crowds and talking to people. So number 13, who is the best cook out of the two? By far and away, Abby. Her food that she makes is absolutely amazing. She's always trying new recipes as well, and those always turn out fabulous as well. So there's not a dish that she hasn't cooked that hasn't tasted great. So she's definitely the best cook by far. Number 14, who is messier? So that is definitely me. Uh, Eventually, I pick up everything and put it in its place, but I tend to leave stuff out on occasion. So I'm definitely the messier one. And that kind of leads into the question number 15, who is more organized? That is Abby, by far and away. Probably the most organized person that I know. She has shelves and bins and boxes for everything that you could imagine to be put in its place. It's very impressive to see. She has a big passion for that, and so it's pretty awesome. So number 16, who spends more money? I think Abby probably spends a little more money. We're both pretty good on being frugal and not going crazy and spending money, but that's it. She probably spends just a little more than I do. Number 17, what is Abby's favorite dessert? Uh, so that's either between two types of desserts. It's either between M&Ms or Milano cookies. So she doesn't have Milano cookies very often because they're very hard to find in the store. Her specific type is toasted marshmallow. But I'd say if she had to choose one to eat right in this moment, I think it'd be Milano cookies. And then what is my favorite dessert? So that is homemade Oreo ice cream. It's kind of like a family recipe passed on down. And I'd have it all the time in the summer back in California. And Abby has been sweet enough to make that for me the last couple of birthdays. So Oreo ice cream is definitely my favorite dessert. So on to number 18. What is Abby's favorite color? So I'm 98% sure the color is pink. 2% sure it's purple, but pretty sure it's pink. And then what is my favorite color? I feel like that's kind of a unfair question for Abby because I don't really have one. I'm gonna say my color is green. I just like the color, even though I never wear it. But green is my answer for my favorite color. And on to number 19. What is Abby's favorite Bible verse? So I know that she's told me her favorite Bible verse in the past. I've just forgot it, unfortunately. I think it has to be in the book of Romans. I'm not sure. But I'm going to guess Romans 12:12. And then my favorite Bible verse is Jeremiah 29:11. And that'd be kind of cool if her favorite verse was Romans 12:12 because that and Jeremiah 29:11, they kind of tie into one another. They both talk about having hope and into like a future. So if hers is Romans 12:12 and mine's Jeremiah 29:11, that's pretty awesome. And on to the last question. Who is going to cry first on the big day? That is definitely going to be Abby for sure. She's told me that she is definitely going to cry. I'm not sure if I will. We'll see. But either way, it's definitely going to be a happy and exciting day for sure. So those are our 20 questions. I hope we did great.